Hello class 7. Let's continue the chapter Energy and Power Resources. Hydropower is generated by fast flowing water which drive turbine and generate electricity. And thermal power is generated by burning of any fossil fuel like coal, mineral oil, natural gas, etc. See, look here. Thermal power is generated by burning any fossil fuel. See, thermal power is generated by burning any fossil fuel like coal, natural gas or mineral oil, while hydropower is generated by the fast flowing water which drive hydro turbines and generate hydroelectricity. Renewable or non-conventional energy resources. First, solar energy. The energy given by the sun is called solar energy. The location of India. India is situated in tropical region where abundance of sunlight is available. Solar energy. This is solar power station. Solar energy is also a renewable source of energy and is becoming popular. This energy, solar energy, is becoming popular all over the world, particularly in tropical regions. Our country also situated in tropical region where sun is abundantly available. This kind of energy is used for lighting, water pumping, telecommunications and heating and cooling systems. See, this is called solar cooker. Here, inclined mirror reflects sunlight into box. It reflects sunlight from here and into box. Okay. Insulator reduces conduction loss, and black inner walls increase heat absorption. Okay, here, and glass top reduces radiation loss. This is called solar cooker, and utensils are kept inside it to cook. Why should we encourage solar energy? The use of solar energy should be encouraged. Why? Because environment friendly. Solar energy is environment friendly. It does not cause any pollution. Okay, that's why it is environment friendly. Second one, renewable resources. This is solar energy is renewable energy resources. That's why it can be renewed year after year. Third one, reduction in deforestation. When when people will start using solar energy, then they will stop using, they will not depend on wood, firewood, and they will not cut down trees. That's why the reduction in deforestation. Deforestation means cutting down of trees. That is called deforestation. And afforestation. Afforestation means planting trees. That is called what? Afforestation. Deforestation, afforestation. Then reduction in deforestation. When people will start using solar energy, then they will not depend on firewood. Okay, that's why reduction in deforestation. Fourth one, saving of cow dung. Farmers, they use cow dung as fuel. When they will start using solar energy, then saving of cow dung, and cow dung can be used as manure, which is environment friendly. Now, fifth one, low maintenance cost. Maintenance while establishing solar panel somewhere, that time only people has to pay money or invest money in it, but after establishing it, what will they? Low maintenance, no cost. Solar energy system is maintenance free, so it reduces cost of production of power. Here in your book here, what can you do to save energy? This point is important, so you have to learn it, okay? Now major solar plants of India. Kalyanpur in Aligarh district, Uttar Pradesh. Second one, Gurgaon in Haryana. And the largest solar plant of India is located at Madhopur, Bhuj, and Bhuj is in Gujarat. Hydroelectricity, the energy of water flowing in a river or stored in a dam, is one of the important sources of energy. Dam produces what? Electricity. Also, why do we say dam as a multi-purpose project? Because besides providing power, these projects are used for flood control, navigation, water supply for industrial and domestic uses, promotion of tourism, fishing, etc. That's why dams are called multi-purpose projects. Now, importance of hydroelectricity. It is a renewable source of energy. Hydroelectricity, it is a renewable source of energy. Renewed. Okay, can be renewed. Second one, the generation of hydroelectricity does not create problems of pollution. It does not create any problem of pollution. It does not create pollution. Third one, it saves non-renewable energy resources. Hydroelectricity, it saves non-renewable resources like coal, petrol, etc. Dams are multi-purpose projects, but they also create some problems. What problems are they? Multi-purpose projects have come under great scrutiny. Scrutiny means examination or observation. First one, high cost. For establishing any dam, government need lots of money, capital, and also engineering skill should also be good. Okay. Number 2, adverse impact on environment. A vast variety of flora and fauna. Flora, a particular plant of a place. Okay. Fauna, a particular animal. Okay. Of a place. They are called flora and fauna. What is happening, as well as human settlements get submerged in the water of reservoir formed by the dam. The region is affected by a dam. Okay. Now third one, adverse effect on fertility of the soil. Due to construction of dams, there are no annual floods in the river. And what is happening? Because of flood, river used to bring fertile soil also, silt, which is called silt. But after constructing any dam in a place, the downstream region does not get nutrient rich silt. This decreases the fertility of the soil. Fourth one, non-availability of water throughout the year. Most of the rivers in India flow only for few months. So water is not sufficient to build a dam. Fifth one, disputes between different states. This is one of the major cause of the delay of many projects. States have disputes over sharing of water, height of the dam and so on. This thing happened with Punjab and Haryana. Next one, displacement of local communities. The building of large dams result in displacement of local communities. You must have heard about New Tiri and Nai Tiri and Purani Tiri, because the people who used to live in Purani Tiri, they were shifted in New Tiri, because in Purani Tiri, old Tiri, the Tiri Dam has been established over there. That's why the communities, local communities, they are shifted in New Tiri. These are major river projects or multi-purpose projects of India. You have to learn. Okay, you just have to double tick over there so that you could remember to learn. Okay, you have to learn. Wind is generated by using windmills. See, this is windmills. Wind power can be utilized in the regions which are having free flow of winds. Here in this region, free flow of winds, you can see free flow of winds without any hindrance of building. Here you can see no building, trees or mountains. Mountains are there, but they are very far from the area. Most suitable for which experience constant and high speed winds for a long period. Areas which get high speed winds for long period. Okay. Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, parts of Rajasthan, coastal belt, southern Tamil Nadu, Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea Islands, and some part of Karnataka. They are some high wind energy regions. That's all for today. We will continue this chapter in next video. Thank you.